What's for lunch? I'm your host, Larry Hers. And today in studio, I have Casey and Johnny from my neighbor Felix. Welcome.
Thanks so much, Larry.
Thank you.
So they were here, Casey, 2 years ago, October, right after the first My Neighbor Felix opened, or before?
Yep, the month after.
The month after. And
mid-pandemic.
And they had to come back because they have more exciting news. Let's get into a little history of yourselves and My Neighbor Felix. Who's going first?
I'll take the reins. My name's Casey. I went to school at Boston University, graduated with a degree in hospitality, so I've loved the industry from day one. I worked for the Hillstone Restaurant Group for 10 years in various roles, different cities, and then I met Francois Safadine, Lotus Concepts owner, My Neighbor Felix's owner, and we partnered together 3 years ago to create the brand My Neighbor Felix. Here we are.
I mean, if you guys don't know Hillstone, like, if you've ever been in this industry or want to be in this industry, they do it right. I mean, they teach you. I mean, it's perfection. Has been since the first one I went to was used since like 30 years ago, and it's still every time you go, it's perfect. So that was good training for you.
Learned a lot.
And Johnny?
So I was born pretty much in the kitchen. My parents owned restaurants here in Colorado, and I started washing dishes at 14. Decided that was my life. I went to culinary school in Mexico for 2 years to actually understand our Mexican food and our roots, where everything comes from. Came back, I worked with some great chefs, Richard Sandoval, Troy Gard, Dave Query, and then I left the city for about 4 years. I went to the East Coast, just did other concepts. I did Boca, I did Soto, I did Nada with some other people, and then I decided to come back. I mean, we've been in conversations for like 2 years now, and I finally
got him
to move back 4 months ago, and here we are.
For people who've never been to My Neighbor Felix, describe the concept.
You know, it's a Pan-Mexican kitchen and bar. We've got a lot of big things, big tabla boards, right, with 18 ounces of carne asada. We've got 56-ounce margaritas. So, you know, it's really about the guest and making everybody feel comfortable and enjoy a fun environment.
I had that margarita once.
Did you finish it or what?
Finish it? I kept drinking and drinking. I was trashed and it looked like I hadn't touched it. I mean, and it was delicious, too.
You know, we do say it's to share, Larry.
Oh, is that what it was?
2 straws.
I think it came with 4 straws.
There you go.
Oh, I was supposed to share that. Oh. All right, so first location is where?
First location was in Lower Highlands in Denver.
Streets?
Central and 18th.
Okay, then next?
And then a short 7 months later, we opened one on Pearl Street in Boulder, Pearl Street and 9th.
And the next one's coming?
Yep, end of December, beginning of January, and DTC right on Clinton. So very
right off
exciting.
the highway, you can't miss it. I saw you got the Muy Yum sign on there now.
Oh, yeah, we'll never open a concept without a Muy Yum sign.
Okay, and then you got yet another one coming.
Yes, end of February, beginning of March. So just here in the spring in Colorado Springs. It's in the Briargate Shopping Center Plaza. So exciting stuff.
And so how would you describe the cuisine there? I mean, what's your style?
How would I describe it? I would say it's delicious, it's authentic, but it's also approachable. I think we the way that we're cooking, what we're doing now, we're sticking to our roots. We're sticking to what My Neighbor Felix is, but we're also giving it kind of that front range filter with like a lot of Mexican ingredients.
I mean, people have been waiting for this one to open over here in Clinton.
Yes.
And I didn't realize that till you just told me. It's going to be slightly different than the other locations. Talk about that.
You know, My Neighbor Felix, we really want to tailor to the neighborhood we're in, wherever that is. And the DTC neighborhood, you know, I think there's a lot of really great steakhouses, and it's a different neighborhood than our Lohi or Pearl Street location. So we added a lot of steaks to the menu, strip steak, ribeye, filet. Just, it's a little bit more elevated than the other
and the decor is going to match it as well.
Absolutely.
It's going to be more upscale.
Yes.
Let's jump into the food. Start telling people what you brought me for lunch. This is so beautiful.
Awesome. So those are going to be lamb neck enchiladas with mole amarillo. So it's mole amarillo and then a barbacoa. So we do a lamb neck barbacoa. We braise it for 12 hours in an adobo. And then on top we got our lime crema, queso fresco, and tomatoes. We really wanted to showcase the lamb and the mole with those enchiladas. So there's not going to be a lot of flavors that are going to take away from it.
Gorgeous presentation. I think that's going to be my lunch. I've already heard somebody try and steal this for their lunch. That's beautiful.
That's going to be our New York strip au pois. So it's a Mexican au pois, so it's going to be a chipotle au pois. And instead of using cognac or brandy, we went ahead and used mezcal.
Never heard of anybody doing that before.
Yeah, it's kind of something that we try to do when we're looking at the concept and trying to tailor to DTC. And this is what we came up with. And it's going to think it's going to go real well. The flavors mesh. Guacamole, traditional, so you got your shallots, your lime, your jalapenos, your cilantro, and then on top we did some tomatoes with chimichurri, so you're going to get the acidity from everything. It's going to be served with plantain chips and our traditional hibiscus corn tortilla homemade chips.
Yeah, I think this is calling my name also.
Yes, that one's great. So that one is going to be our adobo crusted Chilean sea bass. So it's going to be super light. It's going to be approachable. It's got that Mexican twist. It's got a little bit of sherry vinegar, some butter, and then some fresh vegetables. It's great for lunch.
You guys also, I've been to Boulder and I think Lodi for brunch. You going to do brunch here too?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Talk about the kind of things you do for brunch.
I mean, right now for brunch, we have huevos rancheros, we have a breakfast burrito, we're adding salmon lox, Mexican lox, so it's going to have a vinaigrette. So
You do chilaquiles.
We do not do
You need to do chilaquiles. That's my all-time favorite.
I'll take some notes.
Thank you.
We
Please.
got it. I'll take that as a challenge.
Okay. And then what about happy hour?
Happy hour, we're going to have Monday through Friday, 3 to 5, great offerings. To go back to the brunch, though, we do have a mimosa tower.
The tower.
The tower.
How many
Very
bottles
beautiful.
are in there?
2 or 3, depending. I don't want you coming
How
in there
we're
getting
feeling.
a 3-bottle one by yourself. But yeah, 2 to 3 bottles, depending on the amount of guests. So,
And do you know what that runs for the tower?
$60. Well, $50 and $60, depending on which one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so happy hour, 3 to 5, discount food, drinks, right?
Yep,
Yes.
all the goodies.
Both, all locations, 7 days?
Yes.
Okay. Lunch and dinner, all locations?
Yep. Lunch and dinner, all locations.
All right. What's your website?
myneighborfelix.com.
And can people order on there
Yes, absolutely.
for takeout
For
or
not
delivery?
for takeout.
Do you work
Yeah.
with any of the third parties?
You know, we don't. We
Good,
did
tell
for
me.
a short period of time, and we were like, this is also our food is made to be enjoyed with the experience and the atmosphere of the restaurant. We
the
really believe in
atmosphere is
that.
great. You doing anything special for Halloween?
You know, we're doing very exciting Christmas or Halloween and Christmas, but Halloween now. Halloween pop-up at both of our locations, featuring like 6 to 7 different cocktails, themed. One of them comes in a scream glass. It's very, very festive.
That's fun.
Yeah, and decked out with a ton of decorations. Check it out.
And then Lotus Concepts, you also have more concepts to your brand and more coming. Talk about those.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're coming. So we're opening a concept called Wonder Yard on Larimer and 22nd. It's a garden and table, so really fun outdoor experience. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be really exciting. It opens probably the first or second week in March.
And then you also own
I'm gonna.
View House?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
The Big Bad View House. So 4 of those locations, opened the last one in Colorado Springs 2 Februarys ago, and it's been, Colorado Springs is a great area, why we're opening the Felix there. So it's gone really well.
Did we forget anything?
Steakhouse, I'll let you.
Steakhouse, yeah, we have a steakhouse in the works. We're just working on it, but
Where's that one going to be? Can we say?
yes, of course.
1525 Blake Street. So in the old
Rio building.
Yeah, old Rio building.
Yes.
Do you have a name for it?
Not yet.
No, not
Okay.
yet. Not yet.
Are you going to be the chef for that?
Yes, I'll be involved. So I'm the
Oh.
culinary director for
Okay.
Lotus.
Okay, so
all
you're
of
in
the
charge of all the
concepts.
food.
Yes.
Great.
It's gonna
Pleasure to
be
meet
fun.
you. Good to see you, Casey.
Yeah.
You too,
Thank you
Larry.
very much.
We'll be back for another episode of What's for Lunch Thursday. We don't have a show tomorrow. And I'm going to eat these enchiladas. See you Thursday. Let's eat. Lots of 10.
Thank you.